my name is Ching Ching, and I'm with YMAA, and I'm talking to Master Yang Han about Wu Style Tai Chi, since he has a new DVD on Wu Style Tai Chi coming out. Now, I have to confess right up, I've been to Chenjiago, so I know a little about Chen style, and a lot of my friends are Chen stylists. I've practiced the Liang style. I practiced a little Sun style, but Wu style I know very little about. So maybe you can start by filling me in a little bit. How would you characterize it?
Okay, yeah. Wu styles, the biggest difference is its footwork. We call it 川字步行, parallel footwork. So which means in both stance, both feet toe pointing forward. The back foot would try to be parallel to the front foot as much as you can. The maximum you can open up to 15 degree, because when you make it all 100% parallel, it's very, maybe it can be more challenging for many people because your flexibility issue. Yeah, so the maximum you can open up about 15 degree, but we try to make it as parallel as you can. So that's one, 川字步行, and it's the way it position the body uprightness in Yang style, Sun style, Wu style, Chen style. We always try to keep our body in upright position. So keep our center by Hui to align with Hui Yin. So we make ourselves in a completely straight line. But whereas in Wu style Tai Chi we call it 斜中御正. That centerness, vertical line is not from Bai Hui to Hui Yin. In both stands, we will reach our gravity, center of gravity forward until our nose align with knee align with toe. So our body position appear to be like a right triangle. So our neck to our back all the way to our both stands rear leg become a straight line, a slanted straight line about 45 degree, and our nose will align with knee align with toe, so we become like this, a
Hmm.
triangle, a triangle. So this line creates strong support to the body, and that way also you can extend your hand longer, so you increase your distance. So that's the biggest difference. When you look at the movement right away, you know that's Wu style.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That strikes me as more aggressive or more committed, more offensive than
Right, right,
you're not neutral in the sense of the other styles where you're centered, you're leaning into that attack.
right. Where you still keep in balance. So say if we have a range for our balance, past that limit you lose balance. So
Sure.
Wu style is right at that edge.
Hmm. Hmm. How does that affect how it all plays out in terms of like if you learn one of the other styles like you have, that must be an adjustment, right? I mean, it's a very big shift in your posture.
Yes. Well, when we learn form, there is always rule to follow. So in Chen style, you have to make your movement like Chen style. In Sun style, you have to make your movement like Sun style. But when we apply it, we don't think about I am attacking with my Sun style hand, or I'm striking with my Chen style power. We don't think about that. Those are all knowledge. So we absorb all knowledge. When the knowledge become my knowledge, it become part of myself. So I don't think anymore. Just like what Bruce Lee would say, formless, shapeless. So everything become one. Uh, from Wu style, that would remind me that doesn't matter how I move, I wouldn't want to make my head past my knee. That's the maximum range I would go.
Hmm.
More than that, I'm risking too much. I would probably be caught. People would use my momentum. I can be easily fall. So that would be where I go the maximum. So that part I learned from Wu style. Same time, when I move in, move back, I keep my body in upright position. That part I learned from Sun style. Yeah, so they are all nutrients that give to yourself.
So in a sense, it teaches you to not overcommit, but it
Right.
is far more aggressive than the other
Yes.
styles, you would say.
Yes. That's right.
How does that affect your push hands play?
Same thing. I can reach from Wu style. You can reach a little bit more. You can reach maybe 5 inch more comparing to other style.
Hmm.
But like say for example, Sun style, when it moving, it shows that your whole body's weight is moved into your opponent's center of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So every time it moving, it creates more tension, more stress to your opponent. So you move in with Sun style's footwork, you extend with Wu style's hands. Then your opponent is here, you move in like this, your whole body's weight is adding to him. Then you push, you can extend a little bit more, so you're pushing range to here. So it become very effective too. So the combination of everything, it really helps.
Interesting. Where does Wu style generate its power?
From they're all the same. From
Hmm.
power from ground to foot, foot to waist, waist to shoulder, shoulder to hand, hand to your target.
Well, let me rephrase that a little bit. I mean, when I think of Chen style, I think of Chan Jin and the Fajin emission. When I think of Sun style, I think of that quick footwork and that
Mhm.
Santi in and out, open close stuff. And Yang style has those long, graceful
Mm.
uh, movements. So, is there a way you might characterize Wu style?
Wu
Uh,
style movement compact, but movement same time expensive. So
hmm,
movement very compact, a hand movement very small, but the whole posture is expensive.
hmm,
It's known for its softness movement,
hmm,
neutralization, and
hmm,
the complex techniques in push hands.
hmm. What do you find most challenging about doing Wu style?
The footwork, parallel footwork.
Yeah.
Parallel footwork because the rear foot has to be parallel to the front foot. So and you're stepping out, you still want to keep your center of gravity in rear foot. So your ankle is kind of locking your range, right?
Hmm.
You're pressing like this and then you're moving this way, so it can be very uncomfortable to your ankle. So you have to step out in an angle, slightly to an angle, and that requires practice. Every time you place your foot down, it's a preparation for next footwork. Uh, Comparing to say Yang style, you can turn your foot on the ground, so you have more flexibility to plan. But for Wu style, once your foot is touch the ground, you don't move that foot anymore. You
Hmm.
want, yeah. So it's that's why it's important before you place it down, you think ahead and then place it down to prepare for your next footwork. If you don't
So,
place it right, your next footwork will be awkward. You feel
hmm.
uncomfortable.
So both toes would be facing towards the opponent in this,
Right, right.
as opposed to being a little bit
Yes,
askew in
yes.
in most bow and arrow stances or
Yeah.
whatever stance.
I believe the purpose is to create the tension from the ground to our rear leg, to our upper body, to your body. So that create a diagonal line to the ground. That ground will give us support, bounce up. So it's harder to push you. You're more strong support to the ground.
Hmm. Do you sacrifice any um, lateral stability there? I mean, when I'm doing a bow and arrow stance, my feet are this way or slightly inclined. It gives me a
Yeah.
little bit more grounding. But if I'm
Yes.
both lined up, I feel like
Yes.
my sideways, I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to move it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So you have to be careful with the sideways. People attack you sideways. Yes. Parallel footwork will make you tilt easily.
Interesting, interesting,
Mm.
interesting. How does that play out with, say, more elderly practitioners? Like, for example, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've always felt that Chen style isn't necessarily appropriate for older practitioners because it's so explosive, right?
Yes. Yes.
Whereas Sun style, be it with the tighter stances, is really great for older
Mm-hmm.
practitioners, much simpler. But I'm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm now imagining this back foot thing that you're describing, and I'm thinking my own flexibility in my back foot. And I'm
No,
trying to imagine trying to do that stance, and it would give me a much higher stance because I'm not that flexible this way, right?
yes, that's why this style is meant for higher stance too. You're not
Oh,
supposed to go too low. Lower would be very challenging. But
right,
for competition purpose, the athletes nowadays they can go very low. So it's
sure.
yeah. Competition is a different story. But for traditional Wu style practitioner, it's still suitable for seniors. If you keep your stance high, then it's much easier.
Hmm, hmm. Are there any weapons to this style to Wu style? I mean, I imagine there's a Jian, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I only know bare hand. I haven't had chance to experience other weapons about Wu style too. Yeah,
Hmm.
but in the future, I'm interested to learn too.
Sure, sure. Well, that's all I've got for you actually for Wu style, and I'm now more intrigued about it to watch it more carefully. I've never really noticed that footwork thing.
Hmm.
Um, well, very good. Thank you for your time,
You're
and
welcome.
we'll look forward to the new DVD.
Me too. Thank you.
Very good.